Hello, Ironbound Gym. It's Friday afternoon. My name is Stan Rockwell. We're going to flow into the weekend with a bit of Qigong and Tai Chi. First, we're going to focus on getting ourselves grounded. So first, we ground ourselves to the earth. You have your feet about shoulder width apart. Feet as parallel as you can get them. If you have issues with ankles, knees, or hips and you need to have your toes pointed out a little bit, that's okay. You adapt this to however you are at this moment. And there's a 70% rule where you only do 70% of whatever you're capable of at this moment too. And as you warm up, as you get more flexible, that 70% automatically increases without causing you any injury. You feel how the bottoms of your feet feel connected to the floor and through the floor to the earth. Should be equally balanced on each side, so you just start to sink down into it so it's equally weighted left and right and front and back. There's acupressure points in the center of each forefoot called bubbling wells or yongqin. You can visualize an energetic connection there sealing you to the earth, bringing clean energy up into you or getting stagnant energy out of you down into the earth. If flattening your feet out causes your knees to bow in a little bit, just raise your arches up till your knees and toes are pointed in the same direction, and everything we do, your knees and toes will be pointed in the same direction. Even if you're in a stance like this, that's a bow and arrow stance. In a stance like that, the knee in the front never goes beyond your toes. It's almost a straight shot down from your knee into the floor. Once you're settled down and grounded to the earth, you ground yourself to the heavens, to the sky. You have another acupressure point that's called the Ba Wei, same thing as the crown chakra in yoga. You can visualize an energetic connection pulling you up, or a line attached there pulling you upwards, and as it does, it stretches you, makes you taller, stacks your vertebrae on top of each other. It starts to make some changes in your body. Your tailbone drops down a little bit, your hips move back a little bit, tops of your hips are parallel to the floor. Flattens out your stomach, flattens out your lower back. If that doesn't feel comfortable, just relax into whatever feels best for you. Tops of your shoulders are parallel to the floor. They relax down the center line. And you're very soft, like shoulder blades are flowing down your back, so it's not like you're stressed out and your shoulders are up around your ears or slouch forward like you're feeling sad or pull back like you're standing at attention. They're just relaxed down the center. Imaginary line across your eyes and ears is parallel to the floor. Your head is straight up, so it's not tilted left, right, front, or back. It's just right up the middle. A line on that crown chakra just pulls your head straight up, lifts the back of your head, tucks your chin in a little bit, and may even move your head back just a bit so that your head is nice and balanced on your shoulders. If you're to drop a line from that Ba Wei down through the center of your body, through the perineum, it should hit the floor roughly equally distant from each ankle or each bubbling well or somewhere in between. Just depends on how you're built. But what you're aiming for is to be in harmony with gravity so that you're not doing any extra work to stay upright. You're not putting any stress on your musculoskeletal system. Anytime you're out of alignment with gravity, gravity eventually wins and you put a lot of stress. Even just having your head nice and balanced on your shoulders reduces the work your neck, shoulders, and back have to do to keep you upright. So just getting balance can reduce pain. Once you're in balance, you focus on your breathing. You inhale down to your diaphragm through your nose. As you inhale, you pull the diaphragm down. As you exhale, you pull the pelvic floor up. 70% rule applies to this too. You don't have to try to inhale the whole room. Just stay in your comfort zone. And as you breathe, typically you would inhale through your nose so you can condition, filter the air. You touch the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth behind your front teeth. And on the exhale, you can exhale through your nose, or if you want, you can exhale through your mouth. And you release the tongue, and you can sigh. With that sound, you let whatever tightness, whatever tension is inside, just soften, and it just flows out of your body with the air and dissipates. Just breathe at your own pace. Be sure to make the exhale last a little bit longer than the inhale. So if you're inhaling on a count of 5, you exhale on a count of 6 to 8, whatever feels best for you. You just do want to be sure you're breathing down to your diaphragm and the exhale is lasting longer than the inhale. That both of those things help trigger the relaxation response. Lowers your blood pressure, lowers your heart rate, lowers your blood sugar. Does a lot of good things for you. So just breathe. If you feel any tightness across the top of your head, around your forehead, your eyes, your ears, your jaw, around your mouth, just breathe into it and let it soften. In your neck, your shoulders, down your arms, your wrists, your hands, your fingers, just breathe into it and let it soften. Your chest, your stomach, your back. If there's any tightness anywhere, just let it soften. Your hips, and your hamstrings, your thighs, your knees, shins, calves, and your ankles, your feet, your toes. If there's any tightness anywhere, just let it soften and relax. And just follow me. We'll start at the top and work our way down as you inhale up. Exhale, drop the elbows, press in, push your head back a little bit. Feel some movement in your neck. Turn your hands, you press out. As your hands come down, you tuck your chin just a bit. Feel some stretch in your neck. Inhale up. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And one more. Back to the center. Let your arms float up. One hand comes down, palm faces towards the floor, other arm folds over, palm lines up with your forehead. Shoulders nice and relaxed, and you want to keep your palm and your forehead lined up as you turn 70% of your range of motion with your head and your arm to that side. As you come back to the center, lower hand comes up, palms face briefly, and you go to the other side. It's an inhale and an exhale. Back to the center, just let your arms relax down your sides. Turn your head to one side, either side, it doesn't matter. And then just drop your chin. You don't have to press it down, but let it roll across the bottom, back up to that center line. And then go straight across. It's an exhale across the bottom. Inhale across the center. And reverse. And then forward shoulder rolls. If you have issues with your rotator cuffs, just rotate your arms so your palms are facing behind you and rotate the elbows. But otherwise, just roll your shoulders forward. Feel some movement in the shoulders and the neck. And just reverse. Arms come up. And press down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Your arms come up and then fingers point towards the ceiling. If you can, you bring your hands and your forearms together if that bothers your shoulders. Just let your elbows relax out. But as you open up, you open the chest. And as you come back together, you open the upper back. It's an inhale and exhale. And just pause. When your hands and arms are shoulder width apart, let your hands reach forward and just let the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the fingers all expand outwards, but you keep some bend in your elbow. You always have softness in your elbows and your knees. You never fully extend and lock a joint or fully compress, but this is expansion and contraction, kind of yang yin. Hands come back towards you. As you inhale and exhale when they go out. And when your fingers are pointed straight up, just pause there and let your hands tilt towards you and away from you. And then towards and away from each other. And circles one way and the other way. Bring your hands in and it's like you're holding hands and you just kind of circle around, loosening up the wrist a little bit more. And then just reverse it. Practicing a little coordination, you have your palms facing and you keep your palms towards each other just like you're holding a ball. And I can hear my wrist pop when I do it like this. You just want to make sure you keep those Lao-Gong points lined up when you're doing this. So if you have like a volleyball size ball or a soccer size ball, you can do it with that. You can also use a stick and keep that lined up. There's actually a form of Taiji called Taiji Bang or Taiji stick, which helps you to kind of keep things lined up when you're practicing. Bring your hands with your fingers facing towards each other. And as you inhale, you just visualize and you stretch all the joints in the fingers, the hands, the wrists outwards. Again, expansion and contraction. Song is what it's called. And then when you exhale, it just relaxes back. It's an inhale and an exhale. Flex your fingers. You make soft Taiji fists, thumbs on the outside. Come to rest by your hips. Again, expansion, contraction. You reach out as you do, you rotate the arm. Feel that arm expand outwards, open the hand, fingers expand outwards, curly fingers back in and pull back. It's an exhale and an inhale. Just flex your fingers. Check your posture and your balance. And hold the ball, either hand on top, it doesn't matter. Lower hand's going to rotate out, press up, upper hand's going to press down. Again, you keep some bend in the elbows. This one is basically for stretching the muscles in your back. In traditional Qigong, it's also for massaging internal organs, and there's a lot of massage in Qigong. They see that as a way to keep the energy moving in your body. So when the right hand goes up, you're massaging the liver meridian, and when the left hand goes up, you're massaging the spleen meridian. But it's a nice stretch. And when you get back to the center, just pause there. It's another back stretch. You're going to be rotating from the hips up. Everything from the hips down stays nice and still. So hips aren't moving, legs aren't moving. Rotating on that center axis, it runs from the byway through the perineum to the center of your foundation, which is that invisible line around the outsides of your feet. Everything inside that rectangle is your foundation. And you want to stay centered over it all the time. So I've got this hand on top. I'm going to rotate till I get to the hip on that side. Turn the hands, keeping the palms facing just like we were doing a moment ago. Come to the other side. Turn the hands around and come back. And you can synchronize your breathing so you're inhaling in one direction and exhaling in the other. Come back to the center. Put your hands to one side like you're going to press into a wall. You shift all your weight into the foot on that side, so there's no weight in this foot. So right now this foot is holding all my weight. That's my foundation, and I'm centered over that foot. Got the hands out to the side. Just reach out. Doesn't have to go very far, but you reach out and you touch, so you feel some movement and stretch in this part of your hip. It's an exhale and an inhale. Back to the center. And for hips going forward and back, hands are down like they're resting on a banister or a railing. Shift your weight into one foot again. Hands go back a little bit for a counterbalance. One foot just goes up. Heel touches. Hands come back to the center. If you need to rebalance, you touch your forefoot down. Arms go forward to counterbalance. Foot goes back and the forefoot touches, but you stay nice and perpendicular to the floor, so you're not leaning at all. You're staying centered over that one foot. You don't even have to touch the weightless foot down if you want to. You can have it swing like a pendulum. Your body's the clock and the arms are the counterweight. Same thing other side. And then you have your feet with your toes pointed towards the core, a little space between your heels. Fists at your hips. Shift your weight into one side. Weightless foot comes up, forefoot touches, or it doesn't even have to touch down. You can do it like a toe kick or a heel kick, and you punch with the opposite hand to counterbalance. Come back. Same thing other side. Kicks don't have to be high. And the next one for the knees, earlier we showed a bow and arrow stance or an archer stance where you're standing like this, front foot straight ahead, back foot 45-degree angle, space in between so you have stability in all directions, and the knee in front is behind the toes. So that's what we're going to do. Shift your weight into one foot, rotate that other foot. If you step straight up with where your toes were, you go into a nice bow stance, knees pointed in the same direction as the toes, and you punch with the opposite arm, again to counterbalance. But it also gives you a really nice stretch. Again, you're keeping your torso, your head perpendicular to the floor. You're not leaning forward. If I remember, it's Wu or Wu Hao. I think Wu, where you do lean forward in postures, but Yang style, Sun style, you really don't lean. Keep yourself perpendicular to the floor. In that one particular family, the movements are small, and some of it is done the way it's done because it was developed for bodyguards for the emperor who were wearing kind of this thick, heavy leather armor, so their movements are restricted anyway. And we're not wearing that today. I'm not even wearing shoes. It's hot. And since we're speaking of the feet, next one is for your ankles. So you shift all your weight into one foot, and it's heel and toe. Same thing other side. And then pick a spot on the floor where there's a lateral motion, the ankle outside, inside the foot touches as close to the same spot as you can. And the same thing on the other side. And then for the whole leg, you want to be very gentle with this with your ankle, knee, and hip, but you make circles first in one direction, then the other direction. Same thing on the other side. And then the other direction. And then just relax, sink down. We're going to do first the pouring, where you shift your weight from one side to the other. You visualize warm salty water flowing from one side of your body to the other, cleaning all the cells. Kind of softening everything and bringing even more of a sense of relaxation. Almost like you're in a nice warm pool or somewhere where there's a gentle wave going back and forth, kind of shifting you from one side to the other. Just everything relaxes. And then you just start to swing from one side to the other. Wrist kind of hits just inside the hip and the back, but it just taps, it doesn't hit hard. If you want, you can close your eyes, visualize yourself in a place where you feel very safe, secure. Doing that makes you, if closing your eyes makes you feel a little woozy, just keep your eyes open and look straight ahead at something that's not moving, but you can still do the visualization. Drumming was the next part of that, where you just tap just inside the shoulder in that hollow place. If you run your finger down your collarbone to where you feel that hollow spot, that's an acupressure point on the lung meridian. So in some Qigong practices, they have you tap there, massage there to help with lung function. And then right at the base of the rib cage, and then the inguinal crease just inside the hip. And then that lower dantian, a couple finger widths, 2 or 3 finger widths depending on who's teaching it, below the belly button, and a couple of finger widths inside the body. Always just think of it as the enteric nervous system. It's like the middle dantian or the heart chakra is the electromagnetic field around the heart, and the upper dantian or third eye is the electromagnetic field around your brain. And just back to the swing. Just come back to stillness. Going to loosen up the lower back a little more. One hand's above your head, keeps your head in place. Lower hand is down, palms are facing. Lower hand takes the hip in the direction. Your fingers are pointed just a little bit. And again, keeping those palms facing to the other side. Back down to the center. And again, just shift your weight from one side to the other. Do it slow or whatever speed you want, but when you get all your weight into one foot, just relax into it. And the heel of the weightless foot should naturally come up. If you can, you just let the toes float up. Everything else is relaxed but ready. Back to the center, just let all your weight shift into the other side or pour into the other side. So the other foot just naturally floats up a bit. To the center, because in one foot, this time it's like your knee has a helium balloon on it, so your foot comes up like you're about to walk up some stairs or step up over a curb. Weight goes to the other side. Knee floats up. This time your heel floats up. And the other side. And then just let your knee rise up and just drop your hand on your thigh. Maybe even massage your thigh a little bit. Same thing other side. Back to the center. Just get nice and grounded. And just follow me and don't worry about getting things exactly right. Just keep the principles in mind. Everything is soft. You never fully extend or lock anything. You're fully compressed. You stay centered over your foundation. So when we move forward like this, our hips are going back. So it's more like a squat. You're not leaning over like this. You're kind of leaning your hips back like that. But a lot of times trying to kind of relax into the weekend, it's nice just to move and just follow the music. So we'll begin. Thank you for joining me. Hope you have a great weekend. Stay safe, healthy, and well. And I'll see you again next time. Take care.